What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Photoshop. It's another retouching tutorial. Well, I just want to show you how important the hue and saturation slider is and how you can actually use it to get rich skin tones in this tutorial. So let's dive right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is to show you what's wrong in the image. Now you can see in the image right where the eye is, we have less saturation and we have a little bit saturated skin, more of the skin color on the forehead and around the ears. Okay, but all the side has different color and it's going to give us a big problem. Even take a look at the neck. It's just as white, and we can actually find the real skin color there is skin color. It's just as if it's less saturated. So let's first of all grab the hue and saturation adjustments layer, and that's what we're going to be using a lot in this tutorial. Now, one thing I would show you is to grab the hand tool and focus more right now. So like I said, this hand tool select the place you want to correct. So I selected the eyes and we have this. So I'm just going to do it again. And then you can increase the hue. And once you increase the hue, you're going to see the area being selected. And you can increase the slider till you get the selection of that place alone. And I'm going to leave it somewhere around here. Let's zoom out and you can see where it's selected. So turn off and on. So part of the neck is selected, underneath the eyes is selected. Now what you need to do is to return this, and you can see here it's showing magenta, make it 0, and we're going to increase the saturation. So increasing the saturation, and we're going to change the, you can see the difference now, but change the hue. Let's make it kind of yellow feel like this. Wow, amazing on how it transformed the left eye. So let's do it. Let's just leave it somewhere around here. Should be fine. And we could take it up again. Okay, so now I'm gonna close it. So let's see how it adjusted the right side of the eye. So this is before, and then this is after. Even take a look at the lips. You know, brought out the real color of the lips. All right, so we're not done yet. We need to focus more on the neck. So for us to do that, I'm going to use the color range section. So go to select, and let's go to color range, and I'm going to select the neck. Hold down shift and select more of you know those area. Okay, so now we have it like this. I'm gonna increase the fuzziness. Let's work mess around with the fuzziness like that, and I'm gonna try and add this side. Okay, so let's bring it down, and there we go. So it's okay on the keyboard. Oh no, sorry. So I'll do that again. Let's create another adjustment layer during saturation, and let's go back. Select color range, and we're gonna hold Alt and Shift, and then click on where you want to select to. I'm going to select that. Let's see where we needed. Select more of the neck, and we can increase the fuzziness a bit to something like this. It's okay on the keyboard, and it's going to create a mask for it. And now we can go ahead inside the hue and saturation, and let's increase the saturation and see how it affects the whole image. So take a look at how it affects the image as a whole. I'm not going to do it, overdo it. I'm just going to leave it just a bit like this. And if you want to correct the settings of the color range, you can do that as well. So I just want this to be 0, and it's going to be like this. Let's zoom in and see what we have. So we have this. All right, and now let's turn it off and on. Okay, so just two layers. And I'm going to grab the brush tool, and I'm going to hit X on the keyboard to toggle. Make sure the foreground color is white, and oh sorry, Ctrl Z. And I'm going to click on the mask. I'm going to add some places to it. Make sure it's black and white. Add all these places to it. Okay, and places you want to add again as well. Oh, sorry, Control Z. I don't want to add there. All right, so now we have this from this to this. Okay, So I'm going to group it together, and then we can go ahead with some frequency separation. So I'm back with the frequency separation. We have this and this. So let's move further. Let's add some depth to the image. So I'm going to grab the curves tool. I'm going to start with the background and the subject. So I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to invert Control I and grab the normal brush tool. I'm going to do this quick, or you can select the subject out of the background. Oh, sorry, Control Z. And we could just, paint the background, the brightest part of the background, and make it look real. You can add some dynamics to the image and just give it depth of field, kind of like this. And also on the hair, right, like just make the image look darker. So something like this, and boom. Okay, so I could hit X and just add some depth. Just gonna leave it. Okay, so something like this, and then we could go ahead and do some dodging and burning. So bringing this down, and I'm gonna really do this quickly and take this up for our dodge. Okay, and invert the two mask, Control I, and do this as well, Control I. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna show you what I did. Alright, so I'm through with dodging and burning. So this is what we have before and after. Dodging and burning is very simple. It's just creating two curve layer, increasing one and decreasing the other, and then a lot of tutorials online on that. So one last thing, let's do some color balance, color grading. So I'm going to start with the shadows, and I'm going to add some red to it, and maybe some magenta to make it look like this. And notice how, as I adjust, I go for the natural feel and go to the highlight. We'll add some magenta as well, or let's just add some green, add some yellows, let's give it some red, and go to the mid-tones. This is where things get a little bit. I'm just going to add some blues. Yeah, so blue, let's see about green and cyan. Or you can add some red too. Let's add some red to the mid-tones. Not a lot of red. Okay, so that's okay for me. So we have this before and after with the red fill. Okay, so if this is very helpful for you, uh please let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. Control Shift and E to create a stand visible layer. I'm going to group everything together, and let's see our before and after. So we came from year to year. All right, so guys, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Once again, this is ASAP.